Okay, so hello students. So before we have already talked about like the rock cycle and also the formation and igneous rock. Okay, right now we're going to talk about the formation of the other rocks. So that would be sedimentary rocks. Okay, 沉積岩啦。So from the topic of rock cycles, okay, so we know that actually the rocks, okay, it may change its state, okay, through different process. Like for the igneous rock, after it is, or even for the metamorphic rock, after those rock, they revert or erode, and the deposition process, which is carried out, okay, so they will become the rocks, it will become the sediment, and then through the process of sedimentation, sedimentary rocks will be formed. So therefore, before we talk about like the formation or different type of sedimentary rocks, it is necessary for us to understand like we have to do some revisions about like what is exactly like the process of erosion or weathering or even like deposition or how the sediment, okay, so that would become like a rock. Okay, so you may refer to your textbook. Okay, refer to your textbook. For the first part, how the sedimentation produce sedimentary rocks. Okay, so you may have a look. Sedimentation, okay, 呢個沉積作用啦。Sedimentation involves a serious process including weathering and erosion, deposition and compaction of sediment. Okay, such as rock pieces, mineral remains of animal and plants, chemical precipitated to produce sedimentary rocks. Okay, write down some numbers, or that would be for different stage. Okay, so of the formation of the sedimentary rocks. So the first stage, okay, so that would be weathering and erosion. Okay, so I would say that would be stage one. Stage one. Then stage two, deposition. Deposition. And stage three, compaction. Okay, so this would be the three stages. Okay, that is like how sedimentary rocks is formed. So therefore, let's have a look what are those processes exactly. So in figure 2.4, okay, figure 2.4, so you will see that would be about like the example of sedimentation. So let's have a look about point 1 and 2 first. Point 1, rock in rock on the Earth's surface disintegrate into smaller fragments without weathering. Okay, weathering. Okay, and there's a word. Okay, in situ. Okay, in situ. So highlight this. This is very important. In situ, if you look at your textbook at the bottom, you can see the meaning that is called like 原位啦，原位啦。Okay, so therefore, what is exactly weathering? Okay, so before we have in chapter 2 we have learned erosion. So remember erosion that is different from weathering. Erosion in Chinese 侵蝕，weathering 風化侵蝕記住兩樣嘢嚟嘅。So that would be two different process. 侵蝕係乜嘢呢？侵蝕 so what we have learned like abrasion, corrosion, solution, hydraulic action, all this, that is what we have learned for the erosion process. You may understand this, the material that would be carried away from one place to another place. Okay, from one place or it is taken away，攞走咗嘅侵蝕係啲嘢，係啦，侵蝕係啲嘢攞走咗嘅。And then you should have learned like transportation. Transportation, that is the process that is to bring one place to bring the object, to bring the matter from one place to another place. 咁 transportation 咁就係帶走啦，咁就係個移動嗰個過程。咁侵蝕就係一啲嘢離開咗，OK？記住離開咗。Then what is referring? You can see here. Referring, that is the process are disintegrated into smaller fragments while the process of referring. weathering 風化你可以咁理解變細咗，或者分開或者係應該點講誒？變細咗，我哋將佢理解為變細咗先啦。點為之變細咗呢？其實就當然唔係話由一個大嘅慢慢變成一點咁樣。咁我哋未係去到咁樣去到做先。咁所以我哋第一個去到理解呢，你可以當係將一嚿，咦睇下先呢度。我原本呢度我有一嚿石頭，係啦，weathering one of the process of weathering require block disintegration. Okay, block disintegration. You may understand this. Okay, if there's a piece of rock, a piece of rock. Okay, through some process, this rock that is broken, I would say like broken. Okay, in from one piece into two pieces. 呢嚿石頭啊，因為某啲嘅影響，咁啲某啲影響，咁我會當為 reference，某啲影響，佢會由一變二。咁喺呢個 disintegration 嘅過程入邊呢，咁可能有啲嘅運動啦，令到呢嚿嘢嗱，我唔喐佢㗎，記住 in situ 喺呢個原位，就係呢嚿石頭喺擺喺呢個地方嗰度10年、100年、1000年。啦，但係佢就會因應某啲嘅情況之下，佢突然間可能一分為二。咁呢個 process 我哋就叫 referring，得唔得？叫 referring，唔喐嘅，記住喺同一個位 in situ，同一個位唔喐，由一分為二，我哋叫做 referring。Then what is erosion? Okay, what is erosion? Erosion you may understand it as like erosion 就係咩呢？好啦，一樣啦，喺呢同一個位置，咁樣好啲，喺同一個位置。好啦，咁頭先講啊，呢度一分為二啊嘛，係啦，或者呢一嚿石頭嘅其中一個角落頭，突然間有啲嘢將呢個角落頭帶走。咁喺呢個咩喺呢度其中一 part 嘅，佢冇咗，佢離開咗呢個過程，咁我哋就叫 erosion。咁當然帶走嘅呢個過程就係 transportation。然之後帶走咗之後，嗰一 part 嗰個 matter，so that is deposit at other places. That is what we call deposition. Okay, that is called deposition. So therefore, that would be the different. That would be the different. So therefore, I will use a very very simple and but not completely accurate example to explain this. Okay, imagine that. 好啦，用一個例子唔係話十分之準確嘅，不過容易啲理解嘅。你當呢度係一嚿豆腐，係啦，當呢嚿係一嚿豆腐，係啦。咁咩叫 weathering 呢？嗱，嚿豆腐唔喐㗎，嗱嚿豆腐唔喐嘅。weathering 就係我而家攞把刀將佢一分為二，但係呢嚿豆腐都仲喺呢度。咁呢一種呢，一分為二。Okay, so disintegrated into small fragments， 係啦，將佢一分為二變細咗。原本一嚿係咁嘅，而家變係兩嚿細咗。咁呢個 process 叫做 referring，係啦。咁我切開咗個豆腐啦，咁呢個叫 referring。好啦，然之後我攞走其中一塊，係啦，我攞走其中一塊，我攞走呢個過程，我叫做 transportation，係啦。但係咁原本呢個豆腐係點樣呢？原本呢個豆腐呢，咦佢由一嚿大嘅變咗一嚿細嘅，有啲嘢離開咗呢度。咁呢個 process 我哋叫 erosion， 係啦。跟住我將佢離開咗，切開咗個塊，擺落去第二度，喺第二度個 process， 咁我哋就叫 deposition。So therefore that would be about the similar concept of what would be the difference between weathering, erosion, and also deposition. Okay, so please pay attention. So for sedimentation, remember that would involve like the process of weathering and also erosion. And the most important for erosion, that is something has been taken away. Okay, there must be some agent。OK 要有個媒介將佢攞走嘅。咁呢啲媒介就會係咩呢？OK， The agent that would be like wind and water， 風同埋水，咁就係呢啲嘅 agent 啦。水咁我哋之前學過㗎啦 ，especially like river or wave. Okay, so that would be the agent for the erosion. Okay, agent for the erosion. For weathering, there will be no agent, okay, of weathering. No, we won't say that. But for erosion, we will say, the agent, it could be like the wind and also the water. So therefore, after rocks has been eroded or weathered, okay, so some sediments, okay, sediments are then transported by wind and water, also by some agent, and then finally deposit on the Earth's surface, the riverbed, and also the seabed to the river mouth. Okay, so therefore that is the process we have learned in chapter 2, erosion, transportation, and deposition. Then how this material, how the sediment, it will become the rock. So that is, there will be the stage 3. Okay, so that is the process what we call. So deposits sediment are turned into sedimentary rocks through. Okay, please highlight this. Okay, liquefaction. In Chinese we call it 一個岩化嘅作用啦。Okay, so for the liquefaction, it consists of two parts: compaction and also cementation， 係啦，一個嘅擠壓啦，加埋一個我哋叫做一個交結嘅作用啦。So what does that mean? So for the compaction, that would be like that. So as deposition continue, the sediment layer becomes thicker and heavier, and then the sediments are thus compacted, reduce the pore space between the sediments。每一啲沉積物中間佢沉積物同沉積物之間，佢一定都會有啲 pore space， 有啲空間嘅。而家因為個沉積嗰個時間啦越嚟越長啦，啲沉積物越嚟越厚啦，咁所以咧佢呢啲咁樣嘅沉積物就會慢慢去到受到擠壓，係啦。咁而呢啲中間嗰個嘅 pore space 咧，佢會變得越嚟越細。Okay, so therefore that would be the first stage of the liquefaction. So and then so among these among these sediments, okay, so the dissolved iron such as calcium, so there will be some dissolved ions such as like calcium in the groundwater, it would be act as like cement. OK， 好似啲水泥咁樣啦，係啦，將佢哋嘅黐埋咗，將佢哋慢慢黐埋 and fill the pore space forming sedimentary rocks. Therefore, okay, that would be about the part of the liquefaction. Okay. So therefore, in contrast to volcanism, okay, sedimentation does not form from new rock. Okay, so by the solidification or no, okay, so that is not from the volcanism. That would turn loose material already on the Earth's surface into rocks. So therefore, that is the nature or the process of sedimentation. And then for the type of sedimentary rocks, there will be 3 types of sedimentary rocks. So the first type of sedimentary rocks, we call it mechanically formed sedimentary rocks, or like the clastic sedimentary rocks. 我哋會叫一啲機械作用形成的沉積岩，或者你會見到另外名 clastic sedimentary rocks. So this one that will be better for your understanding. Okay， 一啲嘅碎屑沉積岩。So what does that mean? So that would be like the clastic sedimentary rocks formed by sedimentation of rock fragment. Okay, please highlight or mark a star. Rock fragment and all sediments, okay, derived from the pre-existing rock， 係由一啲本身嘅岩石佢嘅碎屑係啦，或者啲好細粒嘅沉積物咁去到形成嘅。Okay, since the sediments are deposited in a layer, okay, in layer, many mechanically formed sedimentary rocks have a stratified appearance, such as sandstone and shale。因為係一層一層咁樣搭上去，咁所以咧喺沉積岩嗰度咧，好經常會見到咧，會有一啲呢類型嘅一啲嘅層理，即係中文我唔係好嘅，英文我哋叫 rock structures，你會見到係一層一層一層 嗰啲嘅紋去到出嚟嘅，好似你平時食開嗰啲嘅千層蛋糕咁樣，一層一層一層咁樣嘅。咁呢度咁我哋會叫做this one that is what we call the shale。In Chinese we call it 頁岩啦，頁岩啦。For example, this one, okay, so I'm going to show you this one. That is what we call shale。呢個係一個頁岩，得唔得？我哋叫頁。Okay, and then moreover, sediments are sorted by water， 有個分選作用啦 ，sorting 啦 ，during the deposition. So large boulders are deposited at first, while fine silt and clay are deposited last. Therefore, depending on their deposition environment, various mechanically formed sediments rock may have big difference in grain size。一樣啦，佢哋嘅火粒嗰個大細一樣都會唔同嘅，因為喺佢哋做個 deposition 嘅過程入邊有個 sorting 嘅 process，咁令到佢哋喺唔同嘅地方，咁佢哋個大細咁會係有唔同，因為河流或者海水帶走嘅一啲嘅物質啦，咁佢哋幾時會停低落嚟呢？係因應咦究竟嗰個河流佢仲夠唔夠嘅能量，咁會係由大係去到細嘅，得唔得？So that's why for the sedimentary rocks that is formed later, okay, so we can also see the grain size. For example, okay, like these, okay, on table 2.1。好啦，2.1啦，唔該打粒星啦，呢個都重要嘅。So that is how we classify different type of sedimentary rocks. Okay, sedimentary rocks for the first type, clastic sedimentary rocks. So there would be different example。咁呢個就比火山岩容易啲記啦，係啦，但係一樣啦，因為而家咁樣嘅狀態，咁 ST 都俾唔到你試，咁所以咧聽咗先啦。So normally, how do we classify different type of sedimentary rocks? I would say that is very, very easy. Okay, however, you must have that piece of rock. Otherwise, okay, so like in the examination, you need to just classify them by their appearance from your eyes。我同你講，如果有沉積岩喺度，好容易分嘅。如果你有嚿石頭喺度，係啦，但係冇嘅話咧，咁你要學下點樣去到睇啦。因為點解咧？頭先講過啦，分呢一類嘅 mechanically formed sedimentary rocks。So it is necessary for us to classify according to their grain size. Grain size, and I would say that could be also like the texture。係啦，用佢哋嗰個質地，用佢哋 grain size 去到分。點分呢？好簡單嘅啫。如果你一嚿石頭喺度，如果你有嚿 sedimentary rocks，你要分嘅話，你睇住呢度啦。Grain size that would be different. Okay, different size. Are we going to use a ruler to measure？我哋係咪攞把尺度呢？我哋呢度，細過0.002 mm，我哋係咪攞把尺度呢？冇可能攞把尺點度啊呢度。係啦，但係 Miss 話好易分喎。咁唔攞尺，咁我哋點分 grain size 呢？咁我哋用另外一樣嘢，就係用你嘅感覺啦。咁所以呢，如果有機會啦，咁我哋翻學我哋之後再試啦。我哋喺度分 sedimentary rocks。Okay, for example, like sandstone, siltstone, mudstone, conglomerate. I would say that is very, very easy. By touching it, you can classify it。你摸落去呢，其實你就摸得到噶啦。咁點解會摸落去摸得到呢？好啦，咁conglomerate breccia。Okay, in Chinese you can see conglomerate 礫岩 breccia 角礫岩。係啦，咁conglomerate 礫岩係咩呢 ？conglomerate 咧就即係佢有好多唔同嘅碎屑，係啦，好多唔同類型嘅碎屑，乜嘢大細都有嘅。跟住喺佢擠壓埋一齊，變成一嚿岩石。嗱，記住 conglomerate 係好硬，係非常非常之硬，喺 sedimentary rocks 入邊最硬嘅嗰一種岩石嚟嘅。係啦，但係其他嗰啲咧就相對地冇咁硬嘅，係啦，好似我呢嚿好易碎嘅啫。但係記住 conglomerate 係非常非常之硬，咁就佢有唔同嘅碎屑，咁樣喺度冚埋一齊一擠壓，咁岩化咗之後變成一個岩石 conglomerate。咁香港新娘潭嗰度有 conglomerate 好硬嘅， 我哋可以叫一啲more resistant rock。Okay, then breccia, more angular than conglomerate. Breccia, where can we see the breccia? In Hong Kong, I'm not quite sure, but some similar rocks you may find it in the Sharp Island。咁橋咀島嗰度有一嚿好似嘅，不過佢唔係 sedimentary rocks 嚟嘅，唔係應該咁講，佢係火山岩嚟嘅，但係咧佢嗰個形狀佢摸落去同 Breccia 都非常非常之似，係嗰個叫火山角礫岩，係啦，咁嗰個就形成就複雜啲啊，咁就唔講住嘅今日係啦。咁角礫岩你當佢係點樣咧？咦，你見到佢會係岩巉少少嘅，係啦，岩巉少少嘅。角礫岩你可以咁睇，你摸落去咧好粗鞋嘅，可能有啲界手嘅，係啦，因為佢點解佢啲 grain size 大啊嘛。佢啲 grain size 大啊嘛，得唔得？好鞋嗰個界手，我哋叫佢 cross 嘅 cross。It's not fine grain size，cross grain size 係啦，好大粒好粗鞋嘅。好啦，sandstone，OK，for the grain size that is a little bit，that is much smaller。sandstone，咦個 grain size 細啲啦。sandstone，you should know that would be like sand 沙啦。沙我哋仲會見到一粒粒嘅，係啦，仲會見到一粒粒嘅啊，有啲沙灘，咁你去到有啲沙，咁你可以筆啲沙上嚟，見到咦佢嗰個成粒嘅形狀，咁將呢啲沙透過呢個擠壓 compaction and then so the OK lithification 呢個岩化，咁形成嗰個咧就會係 sandstone，就會係叫做沙岩啦。誒、有乜reference 有乜參考啊？好啦，好簡單嘅啫。你要分沙岩，如果你有個岩石你係咪沙岩咧？睇，咦，未必睇得出喎。摸落去係用隻手指一摸落去。如果你覺得嚿石頭好似沙子咁樣當然你要 identify 到佢係一個 sedimentary rocks 啦。沙子咁樣摸落去，咦，好鞋嘅佢係沙岩啦，係啦，沙岩啦。And then siltstone and mudstone，OK，粉沙岩，梗係咩呢？就係啲沙再細粒少少，silk，OK，再細少少，咁樣呢，你摸落去呢，你開始覺得好滑啦，開始平滑啦，係啦，siltstone shale 頁岩，咁就會係呢一類噶啦，好似呢個 shale 嚟嘅，摸落去滑嘅，係啦，咁而家你哋冇得摸啦，係啦，摸落去係滑嘅，係啦。然之後 mudstone，OK，so for the clay，so I would say for the grain size that is much more smaller，再細啲啦，嗰啲呢，我而家冇喺度。邊度會有呢？咁就會係三門仔馬屎洲嗰度，係啦，咁嗰度呢會有啲泥岩嘅。嗰啲泥岩係點呢？你摸落去係或者荔枝莊係啦，荔枝莊摸落去呢係非常非常之滑嘅。係啦，咁嗰啲咧叫做mudstone，OK，嗰啲 mudstone。咁有乜特別咧？咁因為頭先講啦，佢啲 grain size 好細啦，好嗰啲粉沙岩咁佢全部 silk 咁所以咧頭先講過啦，最硬嘅 conglomerate 好硬嘅。咁呢一種好似呢嚿 shale，咁有乜特別咧？咁我同你講因為佢係用即係佢嗰啲 grain size 好細啦，佢係嗰啲 sediment 係啲 silk 嚟噶嘛，好粉狀嗰啲啊嘛，係啦。咁以後講嘅嘢咧，千祈以後喺大自然就唔好做。如果你攞啲硬物係啦，攞啲硬物係去到刮佢，去到捽佢咧，我同你講，你係會見到嚿石頭會有啲痕喺度，係啦，會有啲痕，因為點解你會捽甩咗，你鑿甩咗嗰啲嘅粉，係啦。但係相對地，如果你攞嚿 granite 係啦，攞嚿 granite 好硬㗎。好啦，咁如果 Mr. Liu 攞支筆去到捽佢，係啦，呢嚿嘢會唔會有啲痕喺度咧？應該都可以有嘅。咁嗰啲係咩痕咧？就係可能我支筆呢個頭嗰啲膠嗰啲痕，係啦，因為呢嚿石頭都好硬嘅，係呢個石頭好硬嘅，就冇嗰啲咁硬，係啦。咁所以咧，呢啲係好個硬度 granite 係硬好多，但係 sedimentary rocks 個硬度係比較低。咁你揾啲硬少少嘅嘢咧，咁你去到捽佢或者去到呢種點講叫佢啦，嚿石頭會爛嘅，係啦。咁因為另外一個 case 啊，咁冇得俾你試㗎啦，係啦。但係去到大自然唔好試。If you can see a mudstone 係啊，見到泥岩嘅話咧，我同你講泥岩係佢頭先講好滑啦。咁去到一個情況係點咧？你揾手指甲係啊，你揾手指甲喺嚿泥岩嗰度喺度左鑿咧，咁其實都有條痕嘅啦，係啦。咁你個手指甲唔會有事嘅，咁係因為啲泥岩佢係嗰啲嘅 clay 好細好細好細，咁所以你基本上用手指甲咧，你都可以作到條痕出嚟㗎啦。咁呢啲咁就會係一啲 sedimentary rocks 嘅一啲嘅nature 啦。However, you should remember, for conglomerate that is very very hard. Okay, but for other, normally we would say sedimentary rocks that would be the less resistant rock. Sedimentary rocks 係嗰個抗蝕力嗰個 resistant 通常比較低嘅，除咗 conglomerate 得唔得？conglomerate 我哋叫 high resistant rock. However, for other sedimentary rocks like sandstone, siltstone, mudstone, and also shale, remember we would call it less resistant rock. So therefore, that would be for the first type. Okay, first type for of the sedimentary rocks, clastic sedimentary rocks. Okay, then the second one. The second one, chemically formed sedimentary rocks. Okay, so in Chinese we call it 化學作用形成的沉積岩. So this one, that is more straightforward, I would say. So the chemical sediments are formed when the mineral precipitate from chemical solutions. From chemical solution, if there's some chemical solution, so it will be formed. It will form like the chemically formed sedimentary rocks. Like, okay, some minerals are easily dissolved in the water. As the water evaporates, the dissolved mineral concentrations become higher. If the evaporation continues, the concentration becomes so high that the minerals are precipitated, forming chemically sedimentary rocks. Okay, gypsum and rock salt, a common example. OK 當一啲嘅chemical solution 係啦，一啲 mineral 好啦，dissolved in the water 喺水入邊嗰啲 mineral 當水蒸發嘅時候，咁入邊 mineral 咧慢慢係去到集中啦 concentrate。咁當佢呢啲嘅 mineral 嗰個濃度或者嗰個嘅集中比較高嘅時候咧，咁啲水慢慢冇晒咧。Okay, so you can see that. Okay, so the concentration becomes so high that the mineral are precipitate. Okay, 呢個沉澱啦，so that would form the chemical sedimentary rock like gypsum and rock salt. 一啲嘅岩鹽啦，岩鹽係其中一種啦，或者你知道鹽係點做啦，甚至乎 OK, so the examples OK of in the water. OK, sulfate mineral dissolved in water. 呢個如果冇記錯係一個碳酸鹽啦，係啦，碳酸鹽啦。咁當啲碳酸鹽咁一樣啦，喺嗰個嘅水入邊慢慢喺度沉澱積聚咧。OK, so it will become OK, it will become the gypsum. OK, it will form gypsum. 咁樣就會形成呢個石膏啦，係啦。咁所以咧石膏咧咁都會係沉積岩嘅一種，不過就係同頭先講嗰個嘅classic sedimentary rocks 咧，咁會係有啲唔同啦。咁我睇先，唔係碳酸，硫酸鹽係啦，硫酸鹽得唔得？呢個唔係碳酸，硫酸鹽，碳酸係 carbon 係啦，sulfate OK， 硫酸鹽少 chem 我冇讀過 chem 我唔知啊呢個係啦，硫酸鹽記住啊，咁就形成呢個石膏啦。Okay, then the last one, organic sedimentary rocks. Okay, or we may say like the biological sedimentary rocks. Okay, biological sedimentary rocks， 因為有機沉積岩啦。Okay, these are formed by the deposition of the organic substance, which from the please highlight dead body of plants and animals. Okay, dead body of plants and animals. So for the organic sedimentary rocks, okay, So mainly that would be from the dead plant or animal，一啲死咗嘅動物或者嘅植物，佢哋嗰個嘅剩翻嗰個嘅 body 啦。OK， so rocks formed by deposition of shelled and skeleton of marine organisms such as like coral and oyster。OK， 一啲嘅珊瑚骨啊，或者係珊瑚啊，或者係一啲嘅蠔殼啊，咁係啦。OK，deposition of shell and skeleton，OK of marine organism，海洋生物啦呢啲啦。OK，so these so include organic limestone。OK，include some organic limestone and chalk which are rich in calcium carbonate。咁因為頭先講啦，呢啲蠔殼啊同埋珊瑚啊，咁佢係會有 rich in calcium carbonate。OK，rich in calcium carbonate。Therefore, the deposition of all this material, it will form the rock that is like limestone and chalk。係啦，咁呢啲咁樣嘅海洋生物，佢哋啲骨骼啊，佢哋啲貝殼啊，咁因為佢哋有呢個嘅 calcium carbonate，rich in calcium carbonate，咁所以咧佢哋呢個嘅沉積咧，咁就會形成到呢兩款嘅岩石啦。咁就係 limestone 石灰岩啦，同埋呢個chalk 呢個白堊啦，得唔得？So therefore that would be the first type. So from the marine organism, okay, from the marine organism. Then the second one, rocks formed by the deposition of dead plant. Okay, dead plant, including coal and peat. They are categorized as high carbon content。另外一種係咩呢？另外一種就係呢啲嘅煤啦，或者我哋叫做泥炭啦。泥炭咁就一嚿黑色咁樣嘅泥炭，咁係點形成嘅呢？OK，so formed by the deposition of dead plant or dead plant。OK，咁就係由一啲嘅死咗嘅植物，咁樣就喺地底嗰個嘅擠壓，咁就會形成呢個煤或者我哋叫做泥炭啦，得唔得？泥炭啊，咁呢啲都可以攞嚟燒嘅，因為原本都係一啲植物嚟嘅，得唔得？係啦，咁所以咧呢啲咁樣呢一款我哋嚟自 OK，so all these rocks so that would be formed by the deposition of the organic substance. OK，so we may call it organic sedimentary rocks. So therefore, that is like all the no, oh, that is like the introduction, okay, so of the sedimentary rocks. So for the sedimentary rocks, remember that is formed by the process of sedimentation, okay, from the process of weathering and erosion and then deposition and the liquefaction, okay, liquefaction 呢個岩石化啦，岩化作用啦，或者我叫做岩化作用啦。And then it will form the sedimentary rocks. For the sedimentary rocks, so we have three types. So the first type, mechanically formed sedimentary rocks. OK， 用一啲嘅火粒咁慢慢擠壓而成嘅。OK， so it depends on the grain size. So we have the conglomerate, breccia, sandstone, siltstone, mudstone, or shale, or shale. And then another type, chemically formed sedimentary rocks, like the gypsum and rock salts. OK， 喺佢哋啲嘅 minerals 係啦，咁由一個嘅minerals precipitate from the chemical solutions。OK， 係沉澱咁形成嘅。第三個啦，咁就係 deposition of organic substance。OK， 有啲死咗植物同埋動物咁繁殖呢個嘅海洋生物啦，咁樣去到形成嘅。So we have the limestone and chalk and also coal and peat. So therefore, that would be the sedimentary rocks. Okay, right now, okay, I'm going to use the microscope to show you the sedimentary rocks again. Okay, so you may have a look. Not this one. This one, that would be the one I showed you before. Okay. Yes, here. So that would be the shale. Okay, then let's do it again. And okay, for example, you can see actually from the microscope, you can still see like the grain. Okay, that is not very small, okay? But the most important, okay, maybe here, here, here. Okay, so this one. So you can see the layer one by one. That is what we have just mentioned. Okay, so the structure appearance，你會見到係一層一層一層一層咁樣去到形成嘅，係啦。咁呢啲就會係最典型嘅 sedimentary rocks，得唔得？係啦，一層一層一層。咁呢個咧，咁我哋睇個 grain size 咧，咁就都係一般啦，係啦，唔係話十分之清楚啦，係啦，呢個就唔係十分之清楚啦。So remember there must be like the rock rock structures，咁係一層一層一層咁樣去到擠壓，咁樣去形成呢個嘅沉積岩嘅。好啦，咁再睇翻個 granite 就係啦，再睇翻個 granite 就係啦。咁你呢度見唔見到一層一層咧？咁你見唔到一層一層嘅。咁一樣啦，你會見到啲 crystal。OK，so for example like the quartz here，咁你見到石英啦。OK，so for the other side you can still see, okay, like the quartz and the feldspar and the mica, this one, okay, like this, okay, so that would be like the quartz 係啦，咁你見到石英啦，咁你見唔到個 rock structures, so therefore that would be the major difference between sedimentary rocks and igneous rock. And then for other, okay, so let me show you back the sedimentary rocks like this. Okay, this one that is this part. Okay, so you can see here the structures. Okay, so this one I'm going to show you the building plant. Okay, the building plant. Okay, of the rocks. So actually, can you see any crystal? Again, you won't see any crystal. 係啦，見唔到有啲晶體喺度嘅。咁所以咧頭先講過啦。So that would be the major difference from sedimentary rocks and also igneous rock. You won't see any crystal. Why? It is because this one that is formed by the sedimentation. So the rocks break down, okay, and then deposit again, and through the compaction and sedimentation, liquefaction, and then this rock will be formed. Okay, so therefore that would be the major differences. Okay, so therefore this is about, okay, this is about the, okay, you can see no layer, you can see no layer. Okay, so for the granite, so this is about the formation of sedimentary rocks. Okay, again, if you have any questions, okay, so you may WhatsApp me or you may email me to ask. Okay, next time, okay, we're going to talk about the metamorphic rock. Okay, metamorphic rock. So that would be the last type of rock we're going to learn. Okay, so therefore that's all for today about the sedimentary rocks. Okay, so I will see you later. Okay, goodbye.